Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake. We're at 1733 South Edison Street, and we have the camera pushed out 88 feet to the city connection. Today is June 4th, 2026. The pipe that you're seeing on the screen now, that's the city line, and this first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. Looks like there's a little bit of an offset right off the bat. That's the spot that my camera was hitting, and I kind of had to muscle it over that lip. That's a spot where waste could potentially get stuck, and if enough waste gets stuck, that could create a blockage where it backs up into the house. Same with that one. Those ones are moderate in size. Not the worst that I've seen, but it would be a lot better if they weren't there at all. It's hard to predict whether an offset will cause a problem when they're kind of moderate like that. I think this is clay pipe. A pretty good sized root there, blocking a good third of the pipe. Big enough that I'd recommend the line be cleaned. And there's another one. Pretty big one there. That's blocking, I would say, more than half the pipe. And I think there's going to be one more that's covering the bottom of the pipe. It might have been that last one though. Another small offset there. You can see how it's causing it to hold a little bit of water. Clay pipe has 3 and 4 foot sections, and so it's a lot easier for roots to come in because there are so many joints. Once you have roots, you're always going to have roots. That'll be a maintenance item to keep up on in the future. Another offset there. Another downside of having clay is that there's so many joints, it's easier to get those offsets. I recommend having the line cleaned, and then last part of the pipe is going to be this cast iron. Cast iron is kind of the weakest link because it gets real rough and rusty and will eventually need to be replaced. This looks like pretty typical cast so far. Honestly, not the worst looking. I'm not seeing that the bottom is completely eroded away. But I'd recommend it be looked at again once it's been cleaned. Sometimes you'll see things that we're not seeing today once some of that scale has been removed. Little standing water through there. I was just about to say the grade looks pretty good, but now it's starting to look not the best. This area should be cleaned. And now this last section is ABS. Overall the line looks decent. I would say that you have roots, so you definitely want to clean them. You have cast iron, which looks fairly rough, but somewhat average for the age. I'd recommend that be cleaned. I'd recommend getting the insurance on the line so that if you have a bigger issue, they can help put money towards it. But they don't cover what's under the house, and so that cast iron would not be covered. They don't cover what's in the street, and so that first offset would not be covered. But it's pretty inexpensive, so I'd still recommend it. And the last thing you just want to keep in mind that you do have cast iron. Eventually that will need to be replaced, or you can have a liner blown in. That could be a good option here. The grade looked pretty good. You had that little bit of standing water, and so that might be a reason why you wouldn't do a liner, and you'd maybe dig it instead. But this line looks like it could still be functional for a while if you have it cleaned. Get all those roots out. I'm going to end this recording now.